Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside, and welcome to Somewhat Daily Tarot and Rune for the 11th day of February 2021. So, 11 is of course, the master number for awakening and illumination and enlightenment. If my software could understand, I need to actually finish this before it freezes on me. That would be lovely. So, take two. Anyway, I have my cards, I have my runes, and I'm going to go ahead and try to remember to talk about all the things I just talked about and not skip over anything because oh no, I just said that. It's like, no, no, no. So forgive me if I repeat myself during this, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. Gebo is our rune for the day. So we're talking balanced energy exchange or the gift. And really, reciprocity is a true gift we can give one another, and stop fighting one another about wearing a mask and all of that. Just get on the same page, right? That's the true gift we give one another. Albus is the geomancy rune, and with that, we're talking, the sage and wisdom and all of that. Older person being able to see the spirit side of things. So with that, I'll just stop there and remind you of what we did on Monday. We had Ansu's spirit communication and also Caput Draconis, which was new beginnings. And so I think that, and what I said when I first did this is that we'll see if today's reading itself builds on the one from Monday. And I think that it does. I think it helps define some of it, because what we talked about, we had the King of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, and the Sun. And then I drew the Three of Pentacles to give a little more information about the King. And so ultimately what we said was that from a lack of something, we shift perception toward a more successful and unified path. With the Six of Swords, we're taking a journey over water. So that's a shift in perception as well. All right. We came from a situation where we had a person in authority who was not taking care of our needs. The needs were the Three of Pentacles, which is getting back to work and plying our trade. But we could not get on the same page about the virus. And so it's made going back to work, going back to school, going back to any kind of life difficult, because we weren't given the truth about it. Instead, it was better to keep us at loggerheads for his purposes, for the last president's purposes. And that's unfortunate, because now, after a year into this, we have vaccines, but we still can't get people to wear masks. So I don't know. Don't know where that's going to go. It doesn't seem like it's going to go anywhere good, though. And so the cards I drew, and I went ahead and I reordered them. I've drawn the Four of Swords, the Devil, and I'm going to talk about the Devil first, so make that the significator, because I think that this is the card that literally explains the shift in perception. Okay, and then what we need to do in this new path forward. And here we have the Knight of Pentacles for the third card. So we have air and we have earth for the suits, for the elements governing the suits. The Devil, well, probably more fire. Let's talk about the Devil first. You see his hands. You see our goat-headed bat-like figure, our Devil, sitting atop a little stump thing with one of those metal circular things that rings that you tie something to. And in this case, we see two people chained. And the two people don't really represent people as much as they represent the masculine and feminine polarity within. And how is that governed? Is it governed by spirit? Is it governed by ego? The Devil is just pure ego. And so you see his hands in the as above, so below position, like you do with the magician, only instead of a scroll being held toward spirit or toward heaven, you have over here the torch on fire being pointed down toward earth. So it shows you where his focus is. And that's why I mean it's likely a fire element card. You see the inverted pentagram above, and no, that's not Satanism. It's just, there you see it pointed, the top is pointed towards spirit. Here you have it pointed toward form. That's all it is. It's just directionality of perception and focus. That's all it means. Still air, fire, water, and earth, and where you're placing your focus, spirit or form. Truly, that's all it is. Anyway, yeah, witches don't believe in the devil, by the way. That there may have been an entity here of either interdimensional or extraterrestrial that people regarded as a devil type figure or something, but no. Other than that, no. It's the ego, totally. Here we have before I do that though, let me explain what I mean about the devil and about it being the lack was from somebody that was influencing people in a way that created disharmony and disunity. All right, so that's one aspect of this in terms of Monday's reading. But we're shifting perception because we're balancing the ego with spirit, and we're recognizing that there was a con in place. And so now we're going to reject that, right? And we're going to gather our wits about us, and we're going to say, all right, I was lied to, I was conned, I was duped, whatever, into believing a certain thing would happen. And now that we understand that that's not going to be, that actually something far more nefarious happened, now you have people that decided to attack the Capitol on the 6th of January, and now they're going to be going to jail. There's just no other way. That's not, I mean, I don't see how any of them get out of that. I think that what they did is going to put them in jail. So at least most of them will. I don't know why all of them won't, but anyway, this is what we've had to deal with. All right. So we've had a reckoning. We've had an awakening. In fact, I'm going to post a tarot reading today on the blog from the reckoning spread that I created. I did one other, and I wanted to do one during this whole impeachment trial time, because I think that we're really having to take a hard look at at where we've placed our allegiance, where we've placed our focus. Has it been on the collective, or has it been on some kind of perception that can't be realized? All right. And will never be realized. And I think that that's where we are. And so you have to decide, what am I a slave to? Do I want to be a slave to anything? Do I want to be a slave to fate that's imposed by other people or another guy or what have you? Or do I want to collectively determine my fate with everyone, so that we can go forward into some type of a better life or a better experience, right? Being a slave to desire, you're never going to get there. And I think that that's what we see now people awakening from, is this weird cult-like experience that drew a whole bunch of people, millions of people in. And now they have to awaken from that and use the wisdom of Albus to do that. Take your moment where you let your mind settle. You're taking some respite here. You're letting your thoughts settle. With the Four of Swords, you see, again, here's the Knight, and we'll see the Knight again here. Letting his mind settle from the battle that he's been in. Trying to figure out what's true and what isn't. Putting your allegiance behind somebody who's lying every step of the way. And you don't realize it yet, right? Well, now, over the last couple of months, things that have occurred are likely bringing people to that state of awareness. It's where things that they thought were going to happen did not. Other things are happening that they didn't plan on. And now they're finding themselves caught up. If they went to the Capitol, they're caught up in legal issues now, where they're going to have to hire a lawyer. They're going to, try to keep the sentencing down to, they have to do. In other words, they're trying not to do time for what they did, but they're going to. And so all of these things are happening to give you pause. Now, hopefully you just give yourself pause. But there could be things that you've done that are now the chickens are coming home to roost, basically, and that is giving you pause. When you're sitting in a jail cell waiting for your trial, you're really getting a lot of pause, aren't you? Right? If that's what's happening for you. But right now, if you can just reflect back. Listen. If hopefully you were listening to the impeachment trial yesterday, it's going on again today. They're still presenting evidence today. Supposedly they're supposed to be done with that today, which is great. And you can get another picture of what we just all experienced. And I don't just mean on the 6th, because this was planned. That's clear. I don't know how it wasn't. And you look at all the things that the last president said along the way, we're getting to see how all of that interrelated to one another. All right. And my sense about it, the empathic, intuitive side of me says that this was planned from the first rally after the first inauguration in 2017. The first rally that was held, that week or the following week or whenever he started, it was right away. He began that manipulation that took us to January 6th of 2021. It began that day. With the endless tweets, with the constant lies, creating a perception that people bought into. And now we see from Monday's reading, we have to break that perception now. So use this energy today, the 11 energy, to do that, so that we can then, with the Knight of Pentacles, move on in protection of one another. Our country and the people in it have been put through something here over the last 4 years. And it culminated in what happened on the 6th. And I'm really serious about this. Think about it from that perspective. If you don't think about it from that perspective normally, think about it. Take some time and think about it from that perspective. Think about it. Take yourself out of it. Take your belief of this man out of it. Just objectively, some person comes in, starts campaigning right away, reinforcing all the lies of the first campaign over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And then the multitude of tweets that he put out, reinforcing all of that illusion, all of that con. For 4 years this went on. And so what happens when he loses? Oh no, give me more money. I won in a landslide. No, he didn't. No, he did not. It's time to live in truth. And as people awaken to this, irrespective of what happens in this particular trial that they're having, no matter what happens as a result of it, there's more waiting for him. Just with Georgia alone and the election interference he did, that's illegal. He can't do that. There's an investigation. There's a criminal investigation beginning in on it. So irrespective of what happens, we're going to understand what all this was, because you've got millions of people who don't yet understand. And so they need to take the time and go within and really let spirit inform, not the ego, not the ego. So you can head off into a new direction with everyone else. Protecting our material security, and that includes our jobs, our health, our ability to have a conversation with one another, all of it. This is about our lives together. And where are we going with that? Are we going to come back into unity with one another? Or are we going to let somebody like this destroy everything? We can't do that. It was a con, all of it. From the moment he began running. It was a con. And it still is. So, ask yourself, why are people supporting him in Congress still? Why are they doing this? Why would they risk aligning themselves with someone like this? I mentioned when I did this the first time, there's a couple of books out by Craig Unger, a new one called American Compromat, which is how the KGB made, Trump an asset. how that whole process unfolded. And then House of Trump, House of Putin was the first one that came out. Both of them are excellent. I recommend that you read them both. Ideally, House of Trump, House of Putin first, but even if you go back to that one, that's fine. This gives you an idea. It addresses the Epstein stuff. It addresses a lot of stuff. There's still more out there, though, And I think over time, we're really going to come to understand just exactly who he is and what he did to this country and to the people here. So my hope is that we begin to look at what about who each one of us is. How are we balancing the polarity within? How are we, and the true polarity is not masculine and feminine, it's spirit versus ego. Are we more heavily weighted on the side of spirit, or are we letting ego just run amok and do what it wants to do? And have this be totally a service to self-experience, or are we living in service to others? It wasn't really possible to do that over the last 4 years. But now it is. And so I think going forward, we need that shift in perception. We need that shift away from the singular to the collective. And see that when we come into Gebo with one another, balanced energy exchange with others, we come out on the other side of it in a much better place than we would otherwise. So cool. So I'm glad that this, defines some things of Monday's reading and is telling us what we need to do to drop the ego, drop that resistance, and come into harmony with one another. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Do check out the Esoteric Influences on Sunday. If you want to sign up for the newsletter, you can do so over on the side panel of the blog over at imsteppingaside.com. There's also a link to like a post I did that has it, but you can do it right there on the side panel. Just put your email in and it goes to my newsletter software client thing. And I just create them and off they go. I do that on Sundays. One time I did on Saturday night, but somewhere around there you'll get it in your inbox. It also goes up on the blog itself, Esoteric Influences do. But also what you get in the newsletter, I did an herbal tea on this last one. I'm going to do a weekly divination at the first of each month, though. I'm going to do the monthly bind rune. I changed from a weekly to a monthly because I think we can now just use a monthly one. But then to supplant that, I'm going to go ahead and do a divination each time. So one week out of the month it'll be the monthly bind rune, but then all the other weeks of the month it'll be a divination. So that'll be in there as well. And something herbal probably not always, but maybe I'll put that in as well. Let's see, I guess that's it. That's really all it's about. It's just sort of stuff I'm interested in, and if there's something interesting like with Herbal Academy, I might put something in there about classes that they offer. So I'm an affiliate for them. So there might be something like that. They do have a couple of courses coming up that I'm going to be talking about soon. But they're not ready to sign up for yet. So we'll wait there. We won't talk about it yet. But with that, I might do just a separate video for that. I don't know. But anyway, if not, if you don't see Esoteric Influences on Sunday, I'll see you again on Monday for Somewhat Daily Tarot and Rune. The Esoteric Influences and also the videos, they're posted over there on Patreon as well. Now, the Patreon version of the Esoteric Influences includes magical correspondences for each day. So if you want to see that and other things I write over there, you have to sign up for it. Some stuff is public, so you can see some things, but if it's not, then it's just $1 a month to sign up there. So, and also you can see my stuff over on Medium as well. And some stuff I do just for Medium, so it won't appear on the blog or Patreon either, just on Medium. So I guess that's it. Everywhere I am is underneath the video here. You can follow me there, and I usually follow back. I mean, unless I don't see it or something. But other than that, I guess that's it. That's all I needed to tell you about. So anyway, Thanks so much for watching. And, wear a mask when you go out around anyone at all, whether you're inside or out. For the foreseeable future, even if you got your shots, wear them, please. Anyway, be good to yourself, be good to one another, and blessed be.